to another episode of El Puro Channel. In this episode, we're gonna take the micro skiff, which is the kayak here, out from hibernation. We're gonna clean her up. We're gonna get her ready to go on the water. I love this kayak. I've had this kayak for a number of years now, and I started just paddling like everybody else. But unfortunately, I started getting a little bit more ambitious and trying to further, venture out further and further. And what happened was I ended up getting elbow tendonitis. So from having the elbow tendonitis and not being able to paddle anymore, I was kind of forced to figure out another way of doing it, because I truly enjoyed, and I still do enjoy, fishing from the kayak. It's a totally different fishing style. So I didn't want to stop doing that, and the only way that I could get around to still fish on it, obviously, was by putting an engine on it. So I called the mad scientist, my friend, Mr. Metal Miami, and we kind of put together this crazy little system. I had an idea. I envisioned what I wanted. I had a few components laying around that I had gathered for it, and I just basically took everything to his shop, and we designed first and fabricated this in a matter of days, guys. That's right. So I went on a Friday, and on a Monday I was back with the kayak. I would say about 90% built, and then the rest of the little details and stuff like that I finished here at the house. But what an incredible machine it became. It was just a regular kayak where you would just paddle your way out to different spots. Now this is an Ascend 128T. The Ascend 128T, it's a fairly heavy kayak. It's a fishing platform. It's a heavy kayak. It's old technology. So with that being said, it wasn't the most efficient paddling kayak. So the range couldn't be that far. You kind of have to fish around and stay close to where you put in at. Well, that was not the case with me. I wanted to venture out to more exotic areas, obviously, and it led to paddling way more than what I was used to. I didn't have the proper training. I had just gotten into paddling, so I went from just doing a little bit of paddling and doing a little fishing to going extreme distances to try to get to these crazy areas. But anyways, long story short, got the tennis elbows, hurt like hell. Took the thing down to my friend. We fabricated it, and boom, guys, here it is. This is the Ascend 128T, aka the micro skiff. Alright guys, so I went ahead and rinsed her down. Got most of the leaves and gunk and stuff that I had on it off of it. Still got to do a little bit more, obviously. A little bit more here. Look at that. What the hell? A little bit more stuff that I got to get out of it, but so far so good. Where did that come from? Anyways, so yeah, I think I'm gonna bleach her down and put a little bucket with water and bleach and soap and bleach her all down, and then I'm gonna pressure wash the shit out of it. So try to get it ready. Okay guys, so I got it all cleaned out. She's looking pretty. These are some foam supports. I believe this one is from here, so a little heavier than the normal kayak, a little bit more stable than your normal kayak. I know now there are a lot more out in the market that are probably as stable or more stable than this is, but I've cast netted off of this thing, stand up on it all the time. So I got her all cleaned up. A little bit of bleach on that, a little bit of bleach on that. Man, it came out really nice. But there she is, boys. Now I'm gonna have to pop the cover off, and I'm gonna clean the carb because she doesn't want to turn over. The gas is probably old. I gotta empty the gas out of that and empty the gas out of this as well. So let's go ahead and pop the cover off and start working on the engine. I just want to go ahead and inspect everything. I think I'm gonna flush this out. A little loose. Tighten that up. I guess it's supposed to have that little bit of a plate, but anyways, I'm gonna flush this out with some clean gas. I'm going to loosen up the valve here, and then just simply run some clean gas. Next thing we're gonna do is I'm gonna take the carb out. To do that, this is where my line comes in from the gravity feed. So a few things I got to do here. First things first, I got to loosen up the neck. This clamp here actually tightens the neck of the carb, so I can take that off. I got to take this plastic piece out. That's got a few screws on the front. Take that out. Got another one here. What I love about these 3.5s and 2.5s, they actually came in two series, 3.5 and 2.5. And what I actually like about these engines is the simplicity of it. There's not really much to it, so parts are cheap. Heck, you can find these motors. I've seen them as cheap as 200 bucks sometimes, because they really don't use them for anything other than dinghies and little sailboats and stuff like that. So they really don't get that much use. So you'll see them out there quite often for like anywhere between 200 and 500 bucks, you know, with like hardly any hours on them. So okay, so this is the carb. I'm gonna go ahead and take off the fuel feed, get that out of the way. That's that. So another thing I got to take out is the throttle linkage. So we'll go ahead and take that out. Now guys, this was all invented by me and my friend Josley from Mr. Metal, Miami. And like I said, we put this thing together in a matter of days. So just blown away by the amount of ingenuity that we were capable of at the time. So simple carb, nothing to it. I'm just gonna clean it up and put it back on, and we'll see if she fires up. So it turned out that I don't know if you can see it there, but this had a little bit of water in it. So that was causing some issues, obviously. Alright guys, so I went ahead and went through the entire engine. I cleaned the carbs, inspected the spark plug, cleaned that up. The spark plug was pretty good. What else? I changed the lower unit fluid. I emptied all the fuel tanks, cleaned them all up. They had some water in them, and now I got the hose hooked up to the motor, and we're gonna crank her up. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and choke her. Run this hose through here instead. There we go. Look at that thing. Oh my God, purrs like a kitten, man. Got fresh fuel in here. Car's clean. Let her warm up a little bit. Yeah, baby. Okay, guys, so like the second crank on the choke. This thing hasn't been started for like 6 months, maybe. And the second crank on the choke, boom, fire right up. It's idling beautiful. That's perfect. And you know, I just give it a little gas. Woo! Somebody's gonna be hitting the flat soon, buddy. Yup. You know, it's the little things like this that get me excited. You know, just the little things like that. But anyways, you know, you gotta go through your equipment. You gotta take things apart, you gotta clean things up. You know, you gotta clean the fuel system. That's a big one. You know, anytime you get water in the fuel system, it's gonna ruin your day. And it's just simple. You gotta keep the carbs clean, you gotta keep the fuel system clean, make sure there's no water in the fuel system. Other than that, it's pretty simple and straightforward. These engines are as hard as they come. This is a robust little engine, 3.5 horse, got about an 8-mile range with the fuel setup I have. Okay, so this is the main tank. That's the tank that comes with the engine. That one right there is about 1/3 of a gallon. Not quite 1 gallon, 1/3 of a gallon. And I got this gravity fed tank here. This is 1 gallon tank. That one flows. I got a shut off valve, but when you open that valve, it'll flow the fuel through that hose and into the engine. But, couldn't be happier, man. This thing's ready to go. Guys, I'm thinking about selling this setup. I'm gonna bring you some footage with me on it in the water, so you guys can check that out. But look at this thing. You can't even touch the gas. Yeah, baby.